Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with God.
Oh, we in it. We in it. What's going on, everyone? L the Alchemist here. And basically, there's just a couple random things I wanted to. First off, I wanted to test out to make sure this worked. That was actually the plan, and then I had a backup plan onto that plan. And saw a video today that really inspired me, like reflecting on a lot of things in my life. And I've also realized I've needed to add more streaming into just my process of creating. And honestly, it's fun to watch people when they're streaming and just really interacting with my experiences, with everything I've done when it comes to ghost hunting, spirituality, my breathing practices, exercise, freestyling. Like, there's literally so immense amount of things I loved it, and I really enjoy to do. And anyone that would want to ask questions about that, or you have your own experience or anything along those lines, drop a line down below in the comments or on the comments of this video when it's later up and you're finally like, oh wow, let me watch this over here. So let's just hop right into it. Shout out Cali Muscle and Hyphy Whitey. They are awesome. They have a program. You can learn different ways to just better use your network, your social media, and capitalize it in your life and get results and not be stuck at a certain place. Subscribers, views, not getting this, that, and the other. And just learning that craft, getting stronger with that, and I just appreciate that. So all I can say is ring-a-ding-ding, hit them up. So let's go ahead and start off with, actually, this is cool. I don't know if any of y'all ever remember this. Ooh, okay. Thing is, if I get too close, you're not gonna be able to see it with the light. So, there's Yoda's face, but as you turn this, it turns into Darth Vader. honestly, that is really cool for many reasons. The metaphor behind that really too. But you had to get this from Taco Bell. It's an exclusive. I'm telling you. This is on the stand over here. But even that right there, it's like there is a component of you being relaxed into your being and the certainty of knowing like what you're going for with your ambitions and your hustle and your goals. Like really when you focus down into that and you go full all out, don't make excuses. Now, sometimes, like I wanted to get more stuff done yesterday than I did, but I was going so hard for so many days, so I hit 6:30 and I was already out. But who cares? Like I know inside my own perception, not what everyone else sees, not what everyone else says. Like it is great to. I'm gonna grab this Guinness over here. Exactly. Like, oh, he's an alcohol, X, Y, and Z. Like, guess what? This is probably the second time I've drank any alcohol in months, honestly. But all I can say is Peaky Blinders. That's all I gotta say is Peaky Blinders. Which that's a great show as well. I mean, all honestly, that's like a part of that's like the creation of the characters and the character and your own character and understanding like there is a light and a dark. But like for instance, rage you don't want to just have for no purpose. You want to have an intention on why you have that and make it be a justified reason. Because if you do things out of justification and just out of emotion is like water. It comes in and it goes. Like it flows in and then it chills out. And that's like with good things and sometimes different lessons that, you didn't learn it last time and now it's flowing in again. You know what I mean? Like it's all, at the end of the day, it's a part of the process of becoming better, becoming greater, and just being effective at what you're desiring to get better with or at. Because if you're not having that balance too, because I feel like as you have a purpose, it builds this fire, okay? And so this fire projects you forward. But if you get really mad or you're procrastinating or you're using all your energy in the lust, like whatever the case may be, it's going to throw you off balance. And at the end of the day, if you stay focused with this fire towards your goals and perspective and everything that you want to achieve within your mind into this reality, and you do it on a balanced ground, then you're going to become unstoppable. Because you're using that purpose behind what you're doing. But when you're not having any purpose and walking around, I'm not gonna say it's bought, but in one sense, it kind of like not having any drive in a certain direction of like what you really desire. And it all starts with like your own personal desires, but as you go deeper into that, you find how that can ripple into other realities. So like really trying to make a greater change to the functioning of humanity, and helping out people in my own daily life. Like at the end of the day too, it starts in your own daily life. Because if you don't practice who you are, and so you are just who you are, like so for example, I don't do this all the time, but I do it quite often. Like if I see someone like almost like done with their shopping cart out in the shopping center, like right when I know like, oh, I'm gonna pass by, it'd be perfect time to say, hey, can I grab that for you? I do that. Or if there's a door I can open for someone and then just have a smile and say, hey, have a great day. And like really mean that, because that's another human's vessel that has a light within them. And if you can help out other people, ignite that, it can even change their reality. Like if they're like really into the majority of their life, giving people sparks. But you also don't want to burn yourself out and feel like, oh, I have to make everyone happy, everything's great, because that's where it comes back down to what I was talking about before, this balance. because this balance is going to help you. I don't even think I made a title to this, now that I think about it, but balance is what I'm going to title it in the afterwards. So, having balance. If you're not having that and you're getting off of that kilter, of like trying to be so positive constantly, and you're too busy building up someone else's fire, and then eventually that gets you unbalanced, because there are things that happen in life where you get it reciprocated too, and the positivity and everyone's like, woo, but also like you can't just try to do that to try and make that happen. Like it just has to be something authentic that occurs, and then also like don't start forcibly trying to do things like I should like and feel bad you didn't do something. Like no, it's not like that at all. You just do that when it feels right. And also, like, in life, sometimes confrontation has to happen. Like, if there's something really bad going on and you need to step up to help out someone, or, out of self-defense, or whatever, honestly, whatever the case may be, you'd always be able to stand your ground and be firm in who you are, and you're not going to cross this line, and know the boundaries that you have. And standing strong with that. Because your purpose, once again, if you're going so hard on your purpose, then anyone trying to pull you off that, you're not going to let that happen. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? That's not going to happen. I will not allow that to happen. And by not allowing all that junk to occur, it's going to help you ascend way beyond what you ever thought was possible. And you're able to break more shackles when you're understanding what you're doing and where you're going. Because if you're just doing things, not wasting time, but doing things empty, like pointlessly, and you're working your job, maybe you don't like that, and maybe you don't have the best personal relationships and all that, like, without having purpose, all those things can affect you way more. But as you have a purpose, it's like, whatever. Like, you'll always find your way. You will always get through that wall. Every situation, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to get through it. Just stay strong. And that's really, like, the guidelines, like, of balance. And I do believe everyone needs that. And I work to keep my balance the best of my ability, and I'm a human. I've enjoyed my journey so much more now than ever, and had more appreciation than ever. So it's been great. It's been really great. But yeah, let me get into the story. If there's no one in the chat over here. Oh, I have to hit multi-stream. There might be people in the chat. I don't really know, honestly, right now, because this is really a big part too. I wanted to make sure that I had this all down, because I've done this a couple times, and unfortunately, things got a little sour. Alright, stream chat, read only. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this or not. So if no one ends up like saying anything, and it's after these two stories, I'm going to hop off, make sure I'm on, but who cares? Here we go. So, synchronicities. Okay, like Synchronicity Key, David Wilcock, phenomenal book. Honestly, one of my favorite books of all time. And ding, I should probably end up muting that, but I guess I can't see the stream over here, like any chat at all, and that's okay. Hang on, I'm gonna mute that just to make sure we're good here. The synchronicities in life, like, I'm gonna change this light over here. Light to dark, okay? Light to dark. I'm gonna definitely be getting a new chair too, like, that's something funny. It's just like, as you just grow and progress, you find out things that are like necessary, and the things that are just wants versus needs. And this is definitely just it's, who cares? It's just a creak crack. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in an interview with someone and then you hear, like, what? Like, come on now. That's hilarious. That's really hilarious. But like a synchronicity, back on track. ADHD. Quit taking my medicine when I was in elementary school. I was like, no deal, no deal. Uh, it really actually it held back my creativity. That's the only way I can put it. And like my hyperactivity, it also stopped that. And honestly, being a hyper is phenomenal. It's something that if you use it to your ability and for your benefit, it's great. Synchronicity, round 3. So, when it comes to events that occur that like transverse space and time with their significant meaning to them, uh, and this is the best example I can give. When I was getting hardcore into Catholicism when I was about 17, 18, I was all worried about some situations going on in my life concerning a girl, and I heard a voice outside of myself that said Ephesians 4:17. I remember running up to the upstairs where I had a Bible, and I opened it up, and I'm paraphrasing, but you may no longer you if you so know Jesus, you'll no longer walk as the Gentiles do, in the futility of their mind, having their understanding darkened by X, Y, and Z. All I know is I saw this and it said, if you so heard my name, like heard me. And I'm like, holy, okay, that's cool, that's awesome. So like, for some reason, it gave me a divine inspiration of like getting hardcore into Christianity. And as I went down on that path, I started going to mass all the time, and I ended up finding myself and I read a book, Exorcist Tells His Tales, because my dad gave it to me. It's the first book I had ever read. Like school books, it was all Spark Notes. I was a senior in high school, and my dad gives me this book, and Exorcist Tells His Tales. And honestly, that sparked me on my cult journey 120%. Like 120%. And it I just, as I was going down this path, I kept thinking about this Ephesians 4:17, and it's so significant to me. And I go on this retreat, and this is like the biggest retreat I've ever went on. And it was really beautiful. Honestly, it was a phenomenal experience, and touched my heart in so many ways. But we went to adoration, where if you're not Catholic, and don't understand this, I'm not Catholic, but I understand this. Adoration is where you essentially are sitting in the presence of Christ within that bread that's been anointed by one of their priests to become the body and blood of Christ, the wine body, and you sit in that presence. I have a whole new thought about that whole thing, but we're not getting into that tonight. Synchronicity. And as we're sitting in there, we're actually on our way to there, the adoration. So as we're on our way to adoration, we're about to enter there, and I didn't bring my Bible from home because I wanted to I want to read that after I just got this new cross that they gave me while I'm here. And so as we're almost in there, I see this stand and this big Bible. I'm like, I'm grabbing that. That's mine. And I grab it, and I take it with me. And as I'm sitting there and I'm praying, I'm like, okay, I gotta flip to the right page, and pray over this. Like, thank you so much. And there's a bookmark, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Let's take a look. I open it up. It's on the page Ephesians 4:17, and like the feeling that hit me then, I had tears, and like that made sense the whole journey here, and the voice being pulled this way, going to this place. Like, it really was a beautifully divine experience, and that's the best way to say what synchronicity is. Now, I've had synchronicities like that occur with people I know. I have that with certain spirits I work with. I've had it with relationships, where it's even things that you know are coming and it's gonna echo and like you feel it and you're so tapped into that and it's so magical and it's your whole reality you find out has magical moments like that. Like it's just constantly flowing out that exact random miraculous experiences that you couldn't put together in calculation of the perfect divine timing for that whole thing to transpire, those two events to bring forth that whole situation into existence. Like, absolutely. Is that? Hey, what's going on, JD? Hope you're doing great, brother. You know what, man? I actually was thinking, I thought about you yesterday and today, honestly, bro. Like, I definitely want to have you on and interview you. I mean, just have some fun, bro. Just back and forth. I mean, it's just all natural, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, you are an awesome, awesome brother, and I appreciate all you've done and you do and speak about. And from the light to the darkness on YouTube, anyone watching this or on the playback, definitely check his channel out. He's a awesome dude who has known me for years. I've known him, and we've seen the evolution of the synchronicities in our practices of spirituality in a way that's not just life changing, but beautiful and something I really wish everyone had in their life, that they would be just tapped into spirituality, because the synchronicities of all that, like, really have just made me feel so solidified and so happy that I've been on the path that I've been on because of that, like, one experience to the next. And I mean, here's another one, the Master Key experience. That one was absolutely incredible. The amulet that was anointed by J.S. Garrett, and he had learned about the by Shimyaza, the Master Key Sigil, which is honestly, it is my favorite amulet of all that I have. Like, it is so cool. Wow, honey, no feel, we could see. I'm like over here, like, oh, it's here you go, lay in darkness, the darkness. There it is. It's, yeah, I feel that too, Carrie. Yeah, I totally feel that. Thank you all both for being here. I definitely feel that. Like, everything's also been revealing. Like, we're definitely entering the age of Aquarius. Like, we're in it. Like, we are literally in it right now. And the truth behind all the things that are taking place and going on is at the next level. It really is. Like, even the new stuff with Diddy going on, and there's some more. I mean, there's a lot. There's literally always something new. But it's funny because, like, as I was talking about, like, my journey and everything, I remember back in 2012. It really started in 2011 when I went to college. I graduated in 2011, and then when I was at college, I would go to their library. I was supposed to be doing homework, and when I'd go down in their library, I would just start reading everything online about conspiracy theories. I was watching YouTube videos hours on end. Like, I literally spent hours. I had so much fun in college because I was going down to their library and was nonstop absorbing so much information. And I kept seeing that the elite, the different bloodlines, the shackles, the illusions, all those things that are going on. Like, I saw some crazy stuff going on back then. And I remember talking to my friends, and they're like, no, and like even parents and like other people, just like everyone was like, no, no, no. But like in 2024, the truth of everything is being revealed. Like, everything in the darkness is being shown to light. That Nickelodeon, not the HBO series about Nickelodeon, and the thing that's going on with like Drake Bell and Ariana Grande, Amanda Bynes, like with their producers and all that stuff, like Brian Peck, like that stuff is honestly, it really is heartbreaking. When you really think about it, like, it is heartbreaking. Like, that you see all that stuff, and as a kid, you're like, wow, they have the perfect life. Look at them on the big screen. Look at them doing all that. Oh, look at this. And that's something, too, that you have to put in consideration with everything else that's going on in the world. Like, and this is me not just telling you, but me something I have to reflect on myself. To be thankful for where I am in the process. I know the places I want to go, but where I'm at right now, and the safety and assurance I have, and none of that extra baggage in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to deal with my own baggage in my life, and I've been thankful to get through everything, and go through the darkness, and then you, because sometimes the darkness can show you the light. I had such a good Disturbed song, Light. It's a great one. Hang on, let me read this. I used to paint the Master Key sigil for Jasmine. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, the Master Key sigil was turned. That's all I got to say. Yes, they have for sure. 100%. Hey, what's going on, Danny? What's going on? What you up to? I was just talking a little bit about synchronicities. What was it? There was a couple things I was gonna hop on here and talk about, and I know about the veil coming down and all those things, and even the bridge thing, like that bridge getting hit and all those people dying, like in a flash of your life, 100%, it can change. It can absolutely change, and like that's why taking in like your true friendships, your appreciation for things going on, like for your life, for who you are, like what you have. And there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. But like it doesn't really, like, as long as you stay forward and stay strong on your goals and ambition and keep yourself safe around the right environment, so then things aren't going to be around you or pulled to you or magnetized towards you, because you're once again solidified in your being, you're going to be able to get through the storm easier. I'm not saying that there's not going to be any storms. I'm just saying it does make things a lot easier, I've found. And also, working out definitely helps out. Like that in the gym and yoga, which I've not went to my hot yoga class in about, I'd probably say a month, and I need to. But I've made excuses that are literally excuses. Oh, I'm busy. I'm tired. I passed out at 6:30 yesterday. It's all good. You know what? Because you still have goals and ambitions, go after them. But like, seriously, even like standing outside now, sometimes it can be cold. But if you can put your feet on the ground and just get grounded, because there's so much like electrical energy going on around you from your phone, TV, when you're at your job. There's lights always coming down. You get inside your house, you're still not on barefoot, like on the ground. So you want to be able to get that electro charge out, and it helps. It literally does help you ground. It like makes you be able to be like, okay, just like that. And also, the water of a shower can just be so helpful to help you be grounded. And something that's cool is like through that flowing water too, you can perform minor exorcisms. And so when you are doing that, it's like your own mind. It's nothing else trying to whisper, say this, say that. Like as you're in a shower, it's a clear-headed mind from your higher self. And so that's super cool. And you can make it cold at the end, and that can really get your breathing up, help out your heart, and there's actually a plethora of things that can do for you. I actually talk about that in my Blacklight Alchemy course, and that's actually one part of it. For 30 days, you have to do a cold shower. And what was really funny during that process, and there's a deeper thing with it too, but I'm not gonna give it away. But throughout that process for myself, what made it so spiritually cool is I had no idea that a storm was coming in, like a winter storm, because I hadn't had a winter storm in years. And I started that process, and the day of, it started snowing, and it was the worst snow I had ever experienced. And over 7 years of my life, if not more, of treacherous, I mean treacherous snow. And I had to do that every day for 30 days, and it was rough. Like, I had to make it at least 60 seconds. If I could make it more, you do more. But if you don't make it 60 seconds, I mean, it had to be done. Like, it was really a life changing, reflecting thing. But yeah, it's cool. And honestly, if anyone's not gotten or even like just read the manuscript of like what the Blacklight Alchemy course is about, I mean, it's in my link below. Just read that. Like that in of itself, you're gonna be like, wow, that's actually really cool. Like ancient history is so needed in our codex of life. Because if you don't learn from history, then there's going to be same repeated mistakes. Just like in your own life, if you keep doing the same thing and the same repeated mistakes, as a collective, as a continent, or nation, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, repeat. You know, I actually am one to believe that America is going to be totally fine. You can call it ignorance, you can call it whatever you like. But I believe life is very fluid. And CERN came out a couple years ago and said that they had already messed up 5 different things, 5 different rifts in our timeline. CERN came out and said that. You know how crazy that sounds? Sounds super crazy. Here's another crazy one. So, when you think about the Mandela effect, think about C3PO and what his legs were when you're watching the movies. Because when I was growing up, and I even had action figures, he was all gold. Whole entire time. Now if you watch it, he has one silver leg. I do not remember that. I do not remember that at all. And lots of people I've talked to don't remember that either. So, I believe that things are fluid, and the black mirrors, the televisions or telephones, whatever the case may be, is trying to make you believe the worst case scenario and to influence your mind and suck in your fear. And I believe that's a part of the evil tyranny, and I believe there's evil entities that eat that up. I don't personally believe that they're the demons that most people think they are and call certain beings demons, but that's beyond the point right now. I just know that there is things that are chaotic like that in the world, and so that's also a part of why I got into what I like to like, why I am who I am. It's because I liked exorcism so much, because you'll find out the true beings that are good and helpful and care for you, and you find out the things that you don't even really find out because all your protection and everything else keeps bad things away. And if someone's being hurt by that, and I'm, called and I'm able to go there and go help them out, like that is something awesome. Like if someone has an issue, definitely hit up my email. Like I can do my absolute best, if it's at a far distance and everything along those lines. But I have consultation services too, and you can get those on the jsgarrett.net, where you can talk to me for an hour about whatever situation you're doing along those lines, and I'll give you all the keys that I know that I would do to solve that. I definitely have to read the chat over here. Let's go back. All right. Hey, what's going on, Sarah? Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I'm getting mess. I am getting Carrie Myers. I'm getting my master's in Mesopotamia anthropology. Oh, that's rad. That is so, honestly, like that might be that might be one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Like, I got a demonology degree. I actually got one. I got a bachelor's in demonology. I've learned more in my spiritual practice than I did in that. Like, that gave me the fundamentals for Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, and their beliefs, as well as their forms of exorcism, which are really helpful and informative to know, because, like, if someone was to ask me to help them out and they weren't comfortable with me calling whoever the hell I'm thinking of in the codex, Saint Michael is also available, and I have a good relationship with him. Like, I don't call him up all the time or anything like that, but back in the day, is me and him going place to place. And Dr. Mulder, he's a great friend of mine, and he definitely, that's who he is, like, he he's a badass, but I just like different little bit styles over here, but that's awesome. Definitely let me know whenever you end up getting that. That'd be really cool. I mean, shit, I'd have you on a podcast and we could talk some ancient history. That'd be cool. Amanda, I loved. Oh, what's going on, Nina? How are you doing? Rock and roll. This is awesome to see you all here. I appreciate it so much. The Horns of the Goddess series. I've never heard about that. I mean, that sounds super cool. This is the second time I'm listening through, because I'm on the road again. So one of my jobs, I'm like on the road, and so I can listen to stuff. And so right now I'm listening to a Libra Lilith, for the second time from R.L. Steiger, and that is such a beautiful, like, it's hardcore. I mean, it's extremely hardcore. It's a different way to see things, but hearing that and understanding Lilith at a different light and seeing, actually, like, getting to understand her at a deeper level on that's super cool. Like, that is something super badass, and I don't know, it's thrilling. But yeah, when it comes to just like the world right now and all the things going on, like, I really do feel as if, like, we're going through that next transitional phase. And so, like, right now what we're doing, I feel like whatever we're doing, like, as a grounded in our life right now, is going to be that nexus gateway point that's going to reflect the rest of our life. And, like, I'm not saying that like some, like, just like a little seasoning, like, this is the year, guys. Hey everyone, it's New Year's. Guess what? I'm gonna keep my New Year's resolution. Yeah, this is the year. No, like, but I mean, dead ass. Like, 2024 is, like, literally the echo into the forthcoming, and I see it in my own life with all these doors of opportunity, as well as certain doors. I'm like, do I want to keep this one going? Should I shut this one? Even pivotal of my location, like, everything. Like, I've really been going through and ciphering through so many different things and avenues, and what's coming forth, and seeing, that bridge going down. Like, I know I've heard a couple different things about that, and I don't know. It's just hearsay, and I'm not done any divination into it, but at the end of the day, I know that it's, as a nation as well as individual selves, like, getting through this, at least for United States, I do believe we will be able to make a beautiful change into the golden age. And my hopes would be that we build a technology of nanobots that could go eat some trash and produce water, or maybe air, or anything, really, anything other than garbage, and, like, something along easy of those lines. And I don't know if anyone know, I forget the guy's name, but he made a car that could run on water, and he's gonna get a patent. And before the day he was gonna do that, he was gone, Dunzo. And so, there's definitely bad guys in this story, 100%. And that's why I stand so strong in the path I'm on right now, to be bluntly honest, because I feel like not only can I be as authentic and as I want to be, because when I was a Catholic, I would say things, but I would get ridiculed, like talking about aliens, possibility of us and our genetics to be able to move things in our minds with telepathy, or walking with these ancient beings that actually had good intent for us. I mean, I always go back to the Sumerians, where it's like, Inky and Enlil, and I'm just like, we were given the consciousness, and this other being is going towards us to attack us and restrain us. And I just find, like, from us getting drained, actually, like, the best way I can describe it when I think about the evil god construct is you're in a chain and you're suffocating because you can't get out of this chain, and the red aura of your life force is being pulled out into this being that's staring at you. It can just go to his hand and he's just staring at you, and there's nothing you can do. And like, all you're thinking about getting out of there or doing something outside of his desire for you, and then it's like, you're bad, you're this. It's just, it's very self-destructive and self-hating. And so, I mean, that's a part of it too. Like, I'm not even like, I'm a libertarian at heart, anarchist libertarian. It's a new class. 2028, no big deal. But it's like, for instance, it's like, you have your own freedoms and do what you want, but don't impose your BS on my children, on their children. Don't make my kids have to take some pop, you know what I mean? Because you say so. Otherwise, I can't contribute upon society. Like, how about we just be more of a how about we literally all have a garden in the back of our house? How's that sound? And let's have our money, instead of being given to all these corrupt people, let's just go ahead and work on greater technology for the betterment of all of humanity, not just the United States, but for everyone. Like I was talking about, like those nanobots, like these things actually are baffling to me. It's really baffling that no one's like, "Hey guys, how about we like speak about something as small as that?" Now I'm happy people are talking about the sex trafficking thing going on, and people are coming out with the stuff from Nickelodeon. Like I said earlier, like, all this stuff is coming out, and there's definitely, all the trash has to get blown out of the existence, clear the fresh air to make something great going forward. And so you guys see that with that going on, and then this country and other things taking place. But you do see it with religion too. And it's like, I want everyone to have their own religious freedoms, absolutely. But if you're grabbing a grenade and pulling it and say it's totally fine because of your freedom for your spirituality, well, that's messed up. I don't care. I do not care if that's, quote, considered right or wrong. That sounds wrong to me. I believe in a higher conscious functioning society, and how about we not have fluoride mess with the minds of all of our people, and really buckle down on just helping build the word abundance in everyone's vocabulary instead of lack, and have a higher understanding of things, such as ancient history, and not learning about the BS stuff that you get taught inside of high school and middle school. Now, there's some good things, obviously. Not all. I'm not against schools or by any of that means, but I am against certain criteria and also limitation of what they're doing. Like, why aren't we also adding a meditation course? Like, how about we go on this class, or a magic course? Like, literally, let's let people have their opportunity. Or even learning more about someone's religious. Maybe someone's a Christian and someone's a Muslim, and both of them have a course they can take inside of a school to be able to learn more about their stuff and other people's stuff. And make people just be universal in understanding. No one has to believe anything, but to understand is to know, which is to be able to get along way better. But there are extreme in every single category. There's extreme Christians, extreme Muslims, extreme Satanists, extreme everything. Like, And so you can't also like be like, hey, you know, be totally down with stuff. But like the fact is like there's certain teachings that are not good and not helping society take things on to the next level. Like that's just it's things need to change. Let me go and read this. Things up. Oh yeah, that is some crazy stuff, Nina, about your channel, and that's something too. Like when it comes to if something can get taken down or something's up, you know, like by certain rules on different networks along those lines, like you have to find your right words that you have to say and make sure that you follow certain structures, like not using too many curse words. And I'm not even gonna lie, like I have a music video gonna be coming out in about I'd probably say like 2.5 months. I'm gonna have one sooner, but it's not the one I'm talking about. And I have to find out when I use a certain cuss word because depending on how soon that it occurs, it can mess with the algorithm on certain things. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Doom, 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 doom. And you just have to understand that that's just the way it is. And you can't get super mad about all the things. Like, there's certain games you want to play that you're going to have to play by those rules, but you can also speak true, you know? And I do believe that everyone doing their full expression of their truth that's helping them out in their own life is going to, that also will help you out. Like, we should each have our treasures that's ours, but also different keys that can help unlock different treasures in everyone else. Like that, I believe, is the Atlantean way, Lemuria, like I all these ancient civilizations. I really do believe that when we go back to their higher understanding of how things worked, whether like metaphysical technology, all these things, like it all came down to that golden age where the information was given to everyone and everyone had the information to give. Like it's like a unity, but the way things are getting right now, it's like a perverted way. It's like they want to know everything about you. They want to, if you're in a higher industry, you know, like the whole P. Diddy thing, if you're going to get blackmailed doing certain things or have hush money and keep stuff quiet on set, don't let certain things happen. And there's just different dark games going on. So it's just really being able to navigate through the waters of this reality in the best way you can possible and where you're at. Awesome. Okay. So what I'm gonna did here, y'all, is I'm gonna be bouncing here in about 9 minutes. I really didn't even know I was gonna be on this long. I appreciate every single one of you for coming in here today. Like, I'm gonna be going live way more often because I know it's something like I have to be doing. And also JS Garrett's channel, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed to that his YouTube channel, go there because that channel also will be going live with some discussions and guests on both these channels will be happening as well. So I look forward to everything going forward. Like, there's a lot of cool things coming out. I know this year the Radionics course is going to be coming out, and that thing has had so much cool shit in it. The amount of cool people contributing to it: EA Quetting, Connor Kendall, Dr. Mulder, J.S. Garrett, and myself. And it's truly like, so I have my course Blacklight Alchemy and I love it, and I love my ebook that I have with it because of all of the different steps in the processes of just the evolution going through to get the Blacklight fire. And my ebook just like has like ancient history stuff too, and like what got me into everything. I love it. Like, it really is awesome. But this Radionics one, it's so cool to me because it is a technology that I believe it's like so far in the future and also so far in our past. Like it to me, I almost feel like that's a part of the engine of a machine that is possibly like a spacecraft, of future spacecraft. Like crazy stuff, because the amount of energy you can do to dial into the machine, whether that's to make it sunny out, which this last week, it was supposed to be like 40s all this week, 45 at max. So I literally had a machine on for 4 days, maybe 3 days. For it to be sunny, I just visualized it be seeing it say 60. And it's been 60 this week. So all I can say about that is synchronicity with that machine. They're insane, and people think I'm ridiculous, and that's fine. Like, I really could care less because I know it's done in my reality. And I'm gonna tell y'all one little story about the Radionics machine, and then I'm gonna head on out of here. I had a I had a friend. I went to go do a Spartan race. If you guys don't know what that is, basically you have obstacles. It can be like a 3 mile race, 7 mile race, or a half marathon, and then there's like 20 obstacles, 30 obstacles, 35 obstacles, something like that, like those sequential whatever. And we did the second one, the super. And the whole entire week, for 7 days, it said that day was going to be a horrid storm, like horrible. And like every single day, he kept saying it was going to be terrible. It got to the 5th day, and I told my buddy, I said, you know what, man, I'd make a bet with you. He said, what's that? I was like, bro, I'll bet you like 2 meals that I won't get hit by a drop of rain during that race. And he said, there's no way. So I went home, dialed it into my machine, and I went on our way to the race. So it started just pouring down the day before, and it hadn't stopped. And on our way to the race, it was an hour away. It was raining. 30 minutes away, it was still raining. 15 minutes away, still raining. 10 minutes away from the event, it stops raining. And we get out of the vehicle, and we walk right up to the front where the opening was. And usually you have to go through a registration, and then it's like, here's the racetrack, and then you have to wait for your time, and they like blow like a whistle. And then when the whistle's there, then you go run off and go do your race. And like it's usually, honestly, that's the only part I don't care for, because it's kind of like, oh great, now I have to wait till they call or whatever. But we get up there, and this rain has just stopped. And the guys, all the people like tell us all to stop. So all the racers, like everyone, like we're all like gathered here, like a freaking elite line of people. And they're like, hey, stop. We have to get a meeting going on. And all the people who are like the big top guys in the event all go up inside this huddle, like about like 50 feet away from us. And they're in there talking about whether we have to cancel the rest of this event or not. And then after they're done doing that little huddle, they come on over to us. And they say, all right, everyone, here's how it goes. You just go right now, and you get that done as fast as you possibly can. The storm has been, it just stopped. We don't know when it's going to kick back up, but you guys just go and get that race done. And I shit you not. We went the rest of that race, no rain. No rain. Not one drop. It wasn't until we got in the car and we got back to town and everything, started raining again. And that place, like I said, for the whole entire week, and even to that day, said it was going to be storming the entire day. So, all I can say is, it is something to look into. Not to say go get yourself one right now, but definitely go get yourself one right now. But the reality of that machine, by you being your psychic being, this is a machine with crystals in it. Crystals retain over trillions of years of memory. Before even this planet's existence, they have been around. They retain memory. Your psychic energy into that, all wrapped in a way to be a sonar outwardly to this reality, and that electricity being the conduit to push it forward. Incredible. Absolutely next level. and it's something to see and understand with your own eyes and like mine, and it's crazy because life does feel like it's fluid, and that's how it feels like when you do magic. It's like I don't know how that occurred. Even when you really need, like, you're just doing a prayer and you need to have something answered, and it magically occurs. Like that was what happened to me a lot when I was praying to saints and I was Catholic. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And like working with saints as a Catholic helped me be able to work with deities. Like it was a perfect training course, and that's something too. Like there is a higher power that is helping you, whether it's your higher self or the spirits you work with or your ancestors. There are other consciousnesses out there, and there's also stuff that can sometimes be a little bit of BS and try to give you some crap. But as you shine authentically, you're going to knock them out, and they're not going to even be able. They're not even going to be able to go near you because they're going to get freaking zapped and shot away. So stay authentic and shine hard. I'm looking at this, and you looking at this. That's why sunglasses are on. Like literally, like, all right, hey, now I can see this. Hey, I'm looking over there. I'm looking at the screen. But hey, everyone who came in here today, like, I appreciate it so much. Like I said, I'll be going live so much more often. And if there's no final questions, I'm gonna head on out of here and get myself a little snack. Let's take a little Melissa peek. What's a Melissa peek? Like in middle school or high school, you said some really dumb things with like your group of friends, and it just stuck around. Like that's literally what that is. Just like geese. Like I have a song called "Get Goose." Like that is from 7th grade, and I do not care. I was like, as an adult, I'm able to make the dream a reality. It's something I want to do as a kid, and guess what? Did it. DC. That's also something too. Don't care. And even though I made it, I still do it wrong the first time, every time. So everyone have an